All right, welcome back to the Soggy Boys podcast, episode number 6, I believe. The last episode was with Vivi, my wonderful girlfriend, who was talking about her transition from Fresno, California to Houston, Texas. I think that's a really good one, so if you haven't seen that one, I would definitely give it a watch. But at the beginning of these podcasts, I'm now going to start doing some plugs of my social media, which would be my Instagram. I'm going to put that in the description and my photography print shop, which is through Fine Art America. There we go. And I don't know. I started off doing photography like about I'd say 2 years ago, and it was just a hobby, creative outlet. And now I'd actually like to make some money off of it. I've had at least 40 people as of right now making this episode view my photos just like collectively, and that's 40 people. I'm like, hell yeah, man. I mean, 40 people cared enough to click onto the profile and look at the images. Nothing purchased yet, but man, for 40 people is 40 people. So I was like, hey, if I can get some more traffic in here, at least through my podcasts, I'd literally be happy if I even like per month, like $1 per month. I'd just be oof. So I have some really good images up there. I think for like a nice 8x10, I believe it's $16. I could be wrong, around that ballpark. I think you can probably using, I don't know, Honey, not sponsored, or some other coupon site to find some coupons. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm really proud of my work that I put up there. I plan on putting some more work up there eventually. I have a big backlog portfolio of images I just really want to get out there. And my Instagram is 95% photography work. All my posts are like 95% of my posts are 10 image posts of just my photo shoots, my nature shots, just stuff that if I go out somewhere and some cool photos to take, a lot of them, I want to say maybe half or a little more than half are of my friend Caitlin, who's a wonderful model. I just go out with her a lot and do some photo shoots. We have a cool one of I think yeah, we have a cool one of us at this abandoned gas station that someone set fire to in the back. So I have a few images up on there of her wearing her it's just like a really cool like a Russian hat with a plague doctor mask. You just gotta go check it out. It's really cool. But also some cool ones of before someone set fire to it, which I'm not sure if I have up there on the shop right now, but you can find all those through my Instagram, which I will put in the description as well as the print shop. So if you'll definitely give that a check, check that out. You don't have to purchase anything. Just be like, hey, I like it. I mean, like, it makes me happy. But other than that, the next guest, yeah. So the next guest was gonna be JT. But I'm actually not sure when he's gonna be able to be down here next because he lives about an hour away, uh, more like southern Houston, but he also goes to college, which is also an hour away from me. I'm kind of that midpoint. So, not saying what college, but hour away. You can make whatever deductions you want. So sometimes it's hard to coordinate when we're all going to be down here, or when he's going to be free, or why he's down here, if it's for family, or if he's just, I don't know, like a school holiday. But my next guest would, I'd say either probably Caitlin, or I'll follow up on that part two with Vivi on her, transition from Fresno, California, down to here to Houston, Texas. Just, I think she was going to go over the demographic change and just some other things like I think food differences and whatnot. There's a lot more to unpack over that, which I think we can fit into next podcast with her. But it's going to be kind of the equivalent of the three-parter of Sci-Fair that I did. But this time it'll just be two parts. I'll label them accordingly. But yeah, I was man, I'm really happy with the Sci-Fair ones I did. One complaint that I do have is the first episode, which is a few minutes under an hour. The audio has cracking and popping throughout it. It was just we were hitting against the USB port by accident. It's it's such a good episode. I'm in love with that episode, but it's still a good watch. It's not too annoying. You can definitely just zone it out if you're just listening to it as background noise while you're driving or whatever. You're not gonna hear it really, but the part two and part three fixed that issue, and then all of them since then we don't have an issue with the audio. But yeah, so yeah, it'd probably just be either Caitlin or Vivi. Most likely Vivi. But man, back on that photography store, yeah, I opened it in I forget when, I think September 2020 or a little earlier than that. Um, I don't know. I mean, I was just trying to find a good way to like sell some prints and stuff because I took this one really cool image, which is up on there right now, of this. I think it's a crane. I want to say crane. This female crane that was at my park, and she was stood in the water, and I got just close enough to get a good shot of her reflection, like just in the water of her reflection, and then I had her right in the middle. You have to see, but it's she is almost shaped like a pair of lungs as the way that she was set with the reflection, and so I just flipped it 90 degrees, and I'm like, that's some damn good wall art right there. So I want to print. I want to get a print myself. I might just order a print myself, just spend the money and get that hung up on my wall. But yeah, photography has just been like kind of a hobby for me for a while. Just one of my bigger creative outlets. It used to be painting, but then I lost the space to put up my painting stuff, so I just haven't been painting recently. I have a stack of, let me see, like seven, one, two, three, four, five, six canvases, and I have a hell of a lot of paints that I just haven't touched yet in a while, which I'd love to get back into painting. I know that Vivi still paints sometimes. She's really good, but then I went back to drawing, which you just sit on your bed and do, but photography is really just where I shine. I started off when I had the Galaxy S10. That was really when I got introduced to photography. Then I was doing a lot of nature shots. I went to my park where there were some flowers in the spring and the bees were out, so I was harassing some bees and they were getting really passive aggressive. So then I went on to just go take some, landscape photography, and then I got the S20 Plus and started doing more like portrait and like photo shoot style photos with Caitlin, which she's an excellent model. Take her out to like an abandoned gas station. Her park was beautiful scenery behind the park in the woods. Um, yeah, and then I would just take her to there's some abandoned places. We found this one abandoned hair salon that was cool. Only problem is it was like infested with wasps, and that's her one of her biggest phobias is wasps. So it didn't last too long, but it's cool. They're cool photos. I don't think we were trespassing. I don't know. There were some houses behind it, but it had been abandoned forever. Sadly, though, the gas station that we went to, this abandoned gas station, has been abandoned for like almost a decade now. Somebody set fire to it, just like a few months ago. Someone was like, set on fire." Like it had been under the radar for a while. I got two photo sessions with her there, and then someone set fire to it. I was like, all right, time for a third one. And so I took her back out there. We got some cool photos of the someone. They really just set fire to the abandoned ice cream truck that was behind it, and those came out really cool. But now that it's caught fire, and the fire department's out there, police came. They put a notice on the door, which I don't understand how they thought that would work. It's been abandoned for 10 years. No, the owner's not just gonna come by and be like, "Oh darn, I got a notice," to like clean. It was also a big dumping ground for trash in the back. People would just dump their mattresses. I found a CD that had music from 1994 on it back there. So people just dumped their shit back there. And they put a notice to, remove all the trash from behind there, fix it up, or they're going to be fined or whatever. The owner is long gone. So I was thinking, damn, they're going to tear it down soon. The city or the county is just going to tear it down if they can't contact the owner. And they're in the process. There's construction vehicles out there. They've already started taking down some panels on the wall. I want to get like right when I'm going to knock everything down, I want to take her out there and get some really cool photos just to finish it out before they just completely level it and then smooth it over or whatever. Why did someone have to set fire to it? God, it was such a nice spot. Because people just dump their shit back there. You can go through it. There is people would just dump like also road signs, which are really cool. I don't understand, man. There's always one guy that ruins it for everybody. So, at least I get one more session out of it. So I gotta keep a close eye on it so they don't level it before I'm able to go out there. It just sucks that it's hard to get out there because it's been raining. It's gonna snow. Yeah, it's gonna snow Monday in Houston. Like, of all places, it's gonna snow. It's gonna snow from 1 a.m. to 11 a.m. Which sadly I work that day. I work at a photo studio, which I'm trying to leave for a new job right now because I'm not getting any. It's been 3 weeks and I got scheduled for 3 hours, and then now she just wants me to come in for like 7 hours. I'm like, okay, it's super inconsistent, and I'm on call most of the time anyway, so I gotta find something with like a set schedule, like 2 weeks ahead, because I can't plan anything because it's like, oh, I want to do something, and then I plan something with friends, and then it's like, hey, I need you to come in tomorrow. I'm like, yikes, I can't hang out with people. So I need to find something where I have set days that I'm off, that I know I'm going to be off. But the pay is pretty good. I get paid $12.50 an hour to take photos of screaming kids and families that don't understand that you can't... People, I gotta do a whole thing about work. That's what I'll do. Next episode, I will do an episode with Caitlin over work experience and just work stories. I know she has some real creepy and funny ones. I definitely have some funny ones from the photo studio that I work at. There's just, parents don't understand that you need to feed your kid and get them, some sleep before you take your 2-year-old in for photos. And that I can't just wave a magical wand and make you look pretty. You gotta put in some effort. I just say, pose you, smile, and then click. I take the picture. That's my job. It's not my job to like babysit your kid, which some lady just left her kid with us for like 20 minutes. That's a whole thing. Surprised she came back for it. uh, that's, into the next podcast with Caitlin. I'll go into all that. That'll be a long one, definitely. Probably not more than an hour though. But yeah, so man, photography stuff. At least the job working in a photo studio didn't ruin photography for me. That's what I'm really glad about. I've separated my kind of hobby, what I enjoy from work, where work is work and photography stuff is photography stuff, which I have fun with. But yeah, it's a good college job though. If the hours were a bit better, it'd be the perfect college job. Part-time hours are great. Whenever it was the peak and around Christmas time, where I was getting like around 30 hours, like 25 to 30 hours a week, which is fine for me. I'm not a full-time student. I'm 3 credit hours short. Just working. Just taking 4 classes. I want to be I'm trying to go into like some IT field, maybe like network administration or just general IT. Just really anything really. So I do go to my local community college, which is nice. Super cheap too. Of course, my class is like, I think one of my classes is like for this whole semester $178, and the textbook is free. Like, all right. All my textbooks are free actually this semester. Interestingly, my general psychology class, which amazing professor. She just gave us a textbook. She's like, all right, the first day of class, because we have the online portion and I'm in person for that class. She was just like, okay, you can find the whole textbook. Here's a PDF on the online portion, and then just come into class with the notes and stuff and whatever. And I was like, damn, thank you. But then my introduction to networking, that just free textbook right there. With the through the Cisco website, just free textbook, and just everything else is free. So I spent no extra money this semester. Unlike last semester where I spent around $300 on books. Yikes. But yeah, so man, college stuff. I know that Caitlin might be transferring from where she's at right now. No further than that, but just to go into a different field. She wanted to go into meteorology, and then she hit like business, or I forget what calculus class she hits, and she was like, nope. So then she was trying to do something else with meteorology or weather, and now she's gonna go into illustration, I believe, because she's like the same with like Vivi, Patty, and Caitlin, all the super talented artists, where they shine with traditional and like digital media, and I shine with just photography. But yeah, she's gonna be going to a different college, which I'm not gonna name any names, but she is going to move away for a bit. I think the drive would be... I don't know if she's going to be down here as often, since the drive's going to be a little more crazy. So I got to get all them podcasts in before she's like... Rather than every weekend coming down here, she might be down here every other weekend or so. But I know that I do want to soon, maybe within the next week or so, get my friend Henrik on, which one of my really good friends, who I met him in 7th grade, I believe. Yeah, I knew him 7th grade. Um, I Yeah, 7th grade, and then I didn't see him 8th grade. But then 9th grade, we had a class together, and also just lunch in high school, and so I played with him like almost every day after school on on our computers. But so I known him for a while now. He's my Norwegian software guy. Cough cough. Adobe software for free. Cough cough. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything. But totally not what I'm gonna edit this video with. Adobe Premiere Pro. For free. So yeah. So pretty much. I want to get a good podcast with him in. I know he's going into the Navy, which is cool. I think yeah, he was originally gonna go into the military because his the country required him to, because their population was, I think, below a certain threshold for whatever they were mandating for military. I think they were I forget what number they were under, but pretty much it was like low enough population where they just wanted a big military just in case anything. And so I think you were required like 1 or 2 years right out of high school for military. It could just be an office job, anything really, just military. And then he was like, okay, I'll do Air Force. He wanted to be a pilot for a while, but now he's just going into the Navy, and he's not required to anymore, but he's doing it anyway. He's gonna deploy next January, I believe. So I have a whole year to get it done, but I want to do what I wanted to with him as soon as I can before he's whisked away into the sea. But that'll definitely be a fun one. I'll have to do that one over Discord call, which it won't be as crisp as in person that I've been doing. Uh, it'll be over Discord. So of course, he's not here. He's in Norway. But yeah, so I'm excited for that one. Another weird thing is Valentine's Day. Yikes. 2021. Ugh, 2021 Valentine's Day. That's nasty. I'm not sure what I'm gonna get my girlfriend yet. Not sure what I'm gonna get. I know Vivi's already got me something. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna get her. Yeah, let me think. I don't know. I'll get something real weird. Like I know Patty, her birthday's coming up. I got her something. I can't say what it is, because if she listens to this one, she'll know. I can't let her know. I'm freaking her out. I'm telling her like, "Ooh, you're not ready for your birthday," but oh boy, I'll say it next time. But I got her something that she's gonna absolutely hate, but also absolutely love. She's bro, she's not gonna know how to react. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna get Vivi for Valentine's Day. Probably just something silly. Um, that's more meaningful. I just get people dumb, silly gifts. Right, I'm not gonna go get her like a thing, like a chocolate, like hearts or whatever. I'm not gonna get her that. I'm gonna get her something like maybe not even Valentine's Day related. I'll get her like a traffic cone or something, but like from the side of the road. I won't buy one. I'll just get her a traffic cone. But that's gonna be weird. I know that my family friends are coming down. That our Vietnamese family friends are coming down to our house soon on Valentine's Day, as well as one of my sister's friends. We're gonna host like a Valentine's Day party. I work that day, just for 3 hours though, so that I'll get to hang out with everyone. But it's been weird for the past like month or so. We since we're trying to move, which is another whole thing, which I'll have to go into a different episode. That's a whole thing for moving. Uh, it involves impulse buying houses, telling people wrong prices, banker ladies being sketchy. It's a whole thing. I do not want to go into right now, but I will into another episode, which I'll do it soon. Like I said that last time, but I'll do it soon. But I'll have to find something somewhere else more secluded to do it. Maybe I'll find like a forest or something, take a laptop with me and just do it with some birds chirping, nice and peaceful, and then I'm just going on about how my family's financial decline. That'll be fun. And I'll get Caitlin on there too. Yeah, that'll be fun. but yeah, so ever since we've had that Vietnamese family do a walkthrough of our house because they were gonna buy it, it's kind of broken the ice. It's the same thing. Also, it was kind of Vivi coming down here to stay, which you can hear more about of her transition from Fresno to Houston on the last episode. Of her why she's staying at my house currently. That kind of cracked the ice of having people over. But since she's a permanent resident, my family's always been weird about having people over because the house has never been like good enough for people to see. Like, yeah, at least a few of y'all's had that family member or parent who's just like, oh, we can't have friends over. The house isn't clean, and the house it's never clean. Like no one cares to clean it, or it's just old and you can't quite clean it. It'll never be clean enough, and it's like, well, they don't care, but they just don't. It's a whole. I'll go into that too on that episode, but. Vivi's thing here kind of cracked the ice. Then the walkthrough of the family friends broke it, of people just coming over, and so then my sister with her friend, they were jogging around my neighborhood, and then she just invited him in. It was like, oh damn, didn't even ask nobody. Just, hey, you want to come in? Yeah, sure. I was like, damn, all right. And so then Caitlin came down here for a bit, and I was like, hey, you want to sleep on my couch? Just to stay down here for a bit. And she's like, all right, man. So she slept over a Saturday night till Sunday and just hung out all day. I didn't ask anybody. I was just like, hey, want to stay over? Cool, yeah. My my parents found out the next day. They didn't care. Yeah. But yeah, now I'm just gonna have Caitlin down here each time if she wants to. If she wants to crash on my couch. But it's been weird with that. And I know that now we're gonna have the Valentine's Day party. So now just multiple people coming over here. Probably her parent, the Vietnamese family. The parents might come down here too. It's gonna be a whole thing. We bought a bunch of snacks, but they also they want to go to Freddy's too. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Freddy's is great. If anyone has a Freddy's near y'all and y'all haven't been to Freddy's, you gotta go to Freddy's. It's some good steak burgers, and they got some real good ice cream. They got some of the best fries, like fry seasoning. So good. But I haven't been to Freddy's in like a hot minute. I need to get some Freddy's soon. But another kind of off topic thing. I don't really have a credit score, oddly. Yeah, I don't really have a credit score, so I was just like, damn, I need to build one of those. I'm like almost 20. I need a credit score. What am I gonna do? So I remember about like 4 months ago maybe, I went to Capital One, the bank, and I was like, hey, can I have a credit card? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then they like ran my information. They're like, sorry, buddy, better luck next time. But you can open a secured card for $300. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that, which I should have done. But it was like, I don't have much money in my bank account to begin with. I just started working, kind of, So I was like, no. And so then I dipped. And about a week ago, I was at Kroger. And I got an email from Capital One because I just haven't unsubscribed for their email thing from when I first applied for a credit card. And they were like, hey, you can open a secured card now for just as low as $50, with a $50 credit line. And I was like, okay, sure, it's $50. I've made a ton more money since then. It's not even a hard blow on my amount, whatever. So I went through it, and it said, do this little pre-approval thing to see what card you approve for. And I was like, all right. So I filled it out, gave all the information, and it just gave me a whole ass list of cards I'm approved for. I'm like, oh, damn. So I just go to the most standard looking one because I don't know what I'm doing. And I say, I want that one. And it was a $500 credit line, platinum card. I don't remember. It's on its way. It's going to get here in a couple of days. But it was like, you're approved. And I was like, oh shit, you for real? So I have a credit card now. I was like, all right. I had no credit score beforehand. I don't know why they didn't just, I don't know why they approved me for that. I know recently Vivi tried to get because she doesn't have a credit line either. I'm going to sign her on my card just so she gets a voting credit. But she applied for I think, Kohl's card. I was there. And that thing as small as a Kohl's card, they were like, yeah, no. I was like, yikes. How am I going to get a credit card if I can't even get a Kohl's card? So then I just was like, yeah, held it, applied, you're approved. All right, sweet. So it's going to be here in a few days. I'm going to be super responsible with it. I mean, it's $500. I can't ruin myself with $500. I mean, you'd be surprised, I guess. But start building some credit. Get myself a car soon. Currently I'm using a truck right now that's kind of like, it's technically owned by my brother, but my dad and I use it mostly. He uses it for his work. I use it for just getting to work. And just other stuff, driving around places I need to be. But Yeah, man. Job market's weird since COVID, I guess. I mean, I'm not too familiar with what it was before COVID, but I'm just gonna blaming COVID for it, I guess. Yeah, because I got the after applying to like 15 jobs, I got that photography studio job that I have now, and it was just, I guess, luck. I don't even know why I don't even know how I got hired for that as my first job, but yeah, photo studio. And since the hours have just been really crappy, I've been trying to find a new job, and I've applied to at least 7 places now. Places that say they're hiring, they are not hiring. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm, like Indeed and LinkedIn, I've applied, I think 3 places now that said, we are hiring, these positions, and I apply, and then I follow up, and they're like, why did you apply? Go away. We're not hiring. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like Target always has the front of their stores on all their ads, we are hiring, $15 an hour, come and apply. And then I go and apply, and they're like, go away. We're not, what? Stop. When did we say we're hiring? And I literally went to the store I applied to, for the, for the tech department after it had been like a week. I didn't hear anything back. So I went up there and oh no, actually, I did hear something back. It got declined. And so I went up there and I was like, hey, can I speak to like a manager or hiring manager, whoever deals with hiring? And they get me the manager over there. I'm like, hey, I applied, and like, shortly after I got declined, what can I do different that would like increase my chances of getting hired? I'm looking for a job. And she's like, we're not hiring. I don't, we're, why'd you apply? We're not hiring. I'm like, what, the poster at the front of the store that says we're hiring. She's like, no, that's like for the like all of Target, like, but we aren't hiring. Target's hiring, but we aren't. I'm like, cool, thanks, bye. And then I applied to an AT&T retail store, which that's been a job I really wanted to get into. Is just AT&T retail. It's a nice, I love enclosed, like nice enclosed environments to work in. Small form factor rooms, where everything is. That's why I love the photo studio job. If the hours were better, it's nice. Just 3-room studio. But I applied to this authorized retailer because the AT&T itself isn't hiring. They're slowly hiring back in Houston, but I've just been waiting on that. So an authorized retailer was like put up a job listing. Hey, we're hiring. So I jumped on that boat immediately. Gave it like 4 or 5 days. Didn't hear anything back. I was in the area, so I just stopped in yesterday, and they were open. I walked in. I was like, hey, who can I talk about like the hiring process or like y'all's open positions? And she goes, what? Well, we don't have any open positions. We're like really full. I'm like, y'all have a job listing. She's like, oh, that no, there's the only one open is like in Katy, and I was like, this is Cyprus. Why y'all putting y'all's job listing up if this is the wrong location? I don't know, man. People saying they're hiring, but bro, they're not hiring. I forget the third place I did that. I don't remember. But I put in some to HEB. I put in another one to Target. I put in another one to this like Radio Shack type place. Nothing's getting back to me. I'm just gonna keep throwing my cast out. Hopefully I get something back. Nothing much. This really just turned into like a recent week update, I guess. Even though you didn't really know anything prior. I don't know, just something to just rant about all this stuff going on. The next guest, what I'm gonna do for that, my photography stuff, school, Valentine's Day, credit cards, jobs, all those things, just all into at least, what have been going on for now, 30 minutes? Yeah. Man. I guess it's more of a dry run, first time doing a podcast on my own without a guest. Because, when you have a guest on, you do half the talking, they do the other half, and really just build off each other. But when you're by yourself, you just gotta fill time. Um, hopefully it's interesting. I don't know. But that's really all I gotta talk about. Maybe I'll go into depth of each individual topic I've gone over so far, maybe in future ones. Like, I definitely love to do a whole thing over photography. Which I highly recommend you check out the store, which will be linked, and my Instagram page. Yeah, even if you don't buy a print, just look at the Instagram. I'm really proud of that stuff I have up there. Just look at it, and you don't even have to like it. But yeah, I'd love to go into like with job stories of just dumb customers. I had this one lady who wanted me to like fill the air with Lysol for her to like kill the COVID, and I'm like, I am not gonna get lung cancer just so you can like feel more safe. Like, we were wiping, we wipe things down in the studio, we clean stuff, we make sure social distancing, but I am not gonna like make a gas chamber in the studio. I'm not doing that for you. We didn't even have Lysol. Um, yeah, she was whack. I got a whole bunch of the stories. Caitlin's got a bunch of them stories too, from where she used to work. I was gonna say where she worked, but maybe she don't want people knowing where she worked. I'll let her. That'll be up to her. But that'll be probably the next one. If it's not with Vivi, it'll be with Caitlin over job stories, which Vivi's been working too. She's got some funny stories. I'll have her on there too, maybe. But the next two will be at, I don't know the order, but definitely part two of Vivi's transition to from Fresno to Houston, and job stories with Caitlin and maybe Vivi. So I yeah, I definitely want to do one over photography though. Definitely want to do one over that. Just from from when I first started to getting better, going into learning better techniques and just figuring out more and more about the art, and then finally buying a DSLR camera, which I love my T7, my Rebel T7. Canon has been great to me so far. Next camera I want to get is actually the Canon RP mirrorless camera. Yeah, man, I want to get a mirrorless camera next. Those are really cool. Um, but I guess that should conclude things. I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna get Vivi for Valentine's Day. I gotta get something weird. I can't get her something normal. That'd just be too. Yeah, I don't want to get something normal. That's gross. I was at the store earlier, and my mom was just like, "Hey, what are you gonna get Vivi for Valentine's?" I'm like, "I don't know." She's like, "Well, some flowers over there." I'm like, "I'm not buying her flowers. I'm gonna die in a day or two. Yikes." Um, I mean, I'll probably get her a Kit Kat bar, of course. You can't go wrong with Kit Kats. But I don't know what I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her something weird. I'll let y'all know what I get her next time. Um, but overall, it should be good. Of course, dry run. I'm gonna listen to this back. I'm definitely gonna post it. I'm not gonna listen to it and go, yeah, and just delete it. Not gonna have wasted 30 minutes. But yep, I'll link that stuff in the description. Expect the next podcast, and I keep saying like, oh, in a week. I mean, my last one was actually probably a week ago. Actually, so I've been consistent since the last one. But expect the next one in about a week. Expect, keyword expect, not guaranteed. It'll be a surprise with who it's with, or what the topic's about. I mean, Caitlin's gonna be there either way on either of them. But no, that's a lie. Yeah, because she's not gonna be there for the one in Vivi part 2. But stay tuned for that. I will see y'all next time. Thanks for listening, and this has been episode number 6.